back, and today we're going to do our third project. It is easy. It's guessing the number game, but we will make it much more interactive with the user. Okay, so now let's first talk about guessing the number. What is the main thing which is required over here? What do you think? Yes, it is again the same, that is random module. Because if someone is asking you to guess a number, it like if I tell you guess a number from 10 to 20, it'd be like, bro, it can be anything, right? So I'll say just guess a number. Let's say you guessed 15. What will I do? I'll say whatever number is in my mind, it's lesser than that. So I'll say guess a higher number. So let's say now you guessed 18. And that number which I was thinking of is lesser than that. So I'll say guess a lower number. So you will guess another number again. And let's say if you guess 16 and you match, that means I thought of 16 and now you guessed 16. So that means now you guessed it right? So if you have guessed it right, that means how many chances did you take to guess the number? It was 3, right? So I'll write down that you guessed the number in 3 chances. And let's say I can also give you like only, let's say you get only 5 guesses. You need to guess it in 5 times. You can't take it more than 5. So if it is not like, if you couldn't get the number after 5 turns, I'll just say, no problem. The number I was thinking was whatever the number it will be. Okay, so this will be our next project. So I'll write down project 3 guessing the number. All right, let me just make it a little big. Okay, so first of all, let's actually do something. Let's import random. Import random. Now let's take record number of guesses. Okay, let's record the number of guesses as 0 first of all, because we will now add on to it. So let me say a hello. Let me be a little generous to you. So print hello. What's your name? So now you can simply take an input over here. Take an input over here. So it's, let's take name. Enter your name here. Now I'll just simply be good and polite and tell you your yes. So let's take numbers as one of our variable where we will be actually storing the number, or you can just remove one s over here. Now it is random dot rand int. Okay, over here you can take two numbers. Let's say I told you from 10 to not 20, let's do it 30. Okay, so that means it will give you a number from this range, that is 10 to 30, any number from this. Okay, so now let me print here. What's your name? Where have you stored the name? In name, right? I was thinking of a number from 10 to 30. Could you give it a guess? So now it says hi, whatever you give your name as to be, like hi Simran. I was thinking of a number from 10 to 30. Could you give it a guess? So now I told you only get 5 guesses, right? So if you only get 5 guesses, that means if the guess taken, if record the number of guesses is you can take it less than 6, that is also 5, right? So is nahi, let's take a while loop. While this is the case, you need to do the thing. Let's take it guess is equal to, of course this should be int input. Okay, int input. Now what should be next? Enter your guess here. Okay, now whatever the guess is entered, now you need to compare it, right? So if okay, we also need to increase the number of record which we are making. So let's first do that. So now my record of number of guesses is equal to record of number of guesses plus 1. We are increasing it, right? I guessed it the first time, so plus 1. 0 plus 1. Again, it was 1 previously, then the next turn will be plus 1 again, that is 2, the second turn. So that's how it's going, right? So now if the guess you made is lesser than the number which I have thought of, then print is lesser than the number which I thought of, then you should say guess a higher number. Guess a HIGHER, higher number. Guess a higher number. Elif, guess is greater than the number which I have chosen, then definitely you need to print guess a smaller number. Okay. So let me add one more thing over here. Okay, let's add that later. If done, elif done. One more thing is left, that is ELIF, elif. One more elif. Guess is equal to the number, then what happens? Simply, you have guessed the number, right? So simply you can break this. Okay, simply you can break this, and you can say, or we can do this a little later. Okay, so Elif, you're breaking it. Now let's do this again. If the guess is equal to number, then what to do? You have successfully guessed it, right? So print lovely. What is your problem? Okay. Let's actually why to do this twice. Tab. Lovely. You guessed it. Lovely. You guessed it right. And with that, you took, you can give a comma here. This many guesses. And what if it is not? What if it is not the case? That means if you simply get so many numbers, but still you do not get the number what you thought of, then what to do? Any idea? If it is not equal to the number, then what should happen? After you cross the number of guesses. Let's first try this out and then run. Of course, enter your name here, Sim. Enter your guess here. I'll enter 20. Guess a smaller number. Okay, I'll guess 15. Oh, I took too much. But still it's asking for me for the guesses, right? So that means I need to break as and when this is done, right? Break, that's it. After that, nothing should happen. So let me run it again. Let me write down 20 again. Here. Oh, my bad. 20, guess a higher number, 25, guess a smaller number, 23, guess a smaller number again, 21. Lovely, you guessed it right. You took 4 guesses. Now it won't ask me for any more. But what if this doesn't happen? Like if it is, it's breaking right now, but there should be, I guess, else too. Should it be there? Let's try. Print inside else. So let's try to guess something very guess a higher number, and it stopped. It's saying guess the higher number, guess the higher number, guess the higher number, right? That means we need something over here, or else it will always say guess the higher number, and it definitely did stop after um this. What's happening? It's just telling you how many okay. I can add one more thing over here, that is, this is the number of guests you are doing, this is the number of guests you are doing, but it won't ever come inside else, because we are just dealing with numbers, right? That means we need to now come out, like after break we need to come out of it, and if the guess is not equal to the number, we should do something, right? So how would you work with this? I would really like you to try this out once and then think of what can be done. Okay. You need to put in the guess definitely over here so that you keep on guessing. This can't be outside the loop, of course. What if the guess is not equal to the number after the number of records 2? And even there is one more thing. What if you give a word instead of a number? It will give you again an error, right? So if you give again an error, you can just work with that error handling thing, right? So error handling thing, I again want you to do it yourself, because definitely doing it again and again won't help me, it will help you rather, right? I have been practicing since long. So I would like you to do these two things. How will you solve it out? And do comment me down below, because these two are very easy, which you need to do. It's just the next part. If the guess which you have given exceeds the limit and they are not the same. Okay. Try it out. If you can't, we will definitely do it together.